Your first feature film debut, playing Dr. Portier in this film. What interested you in now, at this point in your career, to make this pivot into acting?
Well, it's something I've wanted to do for quite some time, and the opportunity to do it with such a part, a doctor, I thought was awesome. And then when they asked me what I wanted my name to be, I was very excited about that. And I chose the name Portier because Sidney Portier, whom I greatly admired, had recently passed away. So that was wonderful. But what really drew me to the film was the theme of the film, and that is caring and sharing, paying it forward, giving back.
Dear Lord, we need to have a little talk.
We've come to one of my favorite segments of the year, our annual Christmas tree lighting.
Why does this kind of stuff always happen to me, Kev?
Why do people keep bringing up the human factor?
If I don't do the internship, I'm going to be painting a lot of walls, maybe for the rest of my life.
I still miss them, though. I really miss him.
You're going to see a sign. And that sign is going to point you towards doing something that makes a real difference.
And the fact that young people are the ones in the film that are doing this was quite a draw for me. And because I just think that we so need that now. You know, we so need to be reminded of how we should be caring for and sharing with one another.
And so on that note, what are you hoping audiences, viewers, specifically young people, are left thinking about or talking about after they watch the Thursday Night Club?
Well, specifically, I hope they are thinking about doing the same thing, finding ways that they can give back, going to a soup kitchen and helping to serve. Or if you have the means to actually supply some food to the food kitchens, or supply to any of these charities like Covenant House and different organizations that are helping people who are in need. We have so many thousands of people in this nation, this one of the richest nations in the world, who are in need not only of material things, but of people to just care about their situations, their circumstances, help them, drive them to a doctor's appointment, or help them to find a good agency that can help them with whatever their need is. Whatever it is you can do, whatever, we all have something to give. And as my mother would say, if you have enough to give, obviously you have more than you need for yourself. And so that bolsters you in your condition in your life when you can give to somebody else. I stand in awe. I've said this so many times a day. I stand in awe of a God who gives you gifts, talents, abilities, and resources with which to bless somebody else, and yet you get more blessed than they are when you do that. And I'm telling you, if anybody sees this movie and decides they want to do that, they are going, and have never done it before, they're going to be so surprised at how blessed you become when you take it upon yourself to bless other people.
I love it. I love it. So in preparation for this role, did you do anything special to get occupied, to fully immerse yourself in the headspace of this character?
Well, I read the script and and tried to think about what the whole idea of it is, and try to come with that kind of a giving attitude when I'm speaking to this young patient who has given bone marrow to a 5-year-old child, and thinking about how altruistic she is in her thought process and being. And so those were the kind of things that I was thinking about when I was preparing for the role.
So what would you say, are there any similarities or major differences? I mean, we know that there are differences between singing and acting, right? Mm-hmm. But what are some of the similarities between tackling these two worlds, the world of acting, the world of singing?
Well, I think that in the world of singing, when you're performing a song, at least when I'm performing a song, I am purposing to act out the lyrics, as best as I can without using my whole body. But when you're acting, you are using your whole body for whatever the role is. when I'm singing, I'm using my facial expressions, I'm using my hands, I'm using my voice. But when you're acting, you're using your facial expressions, your hands, your voice, and sometimes your entire body. So that I think that's pretty much the only difference. And you have to kind of internalize the role. In order to do that, you have to try to become the subject of those lyrics or the subject of that script.
So after fans get to see Miss Gloria in this fabulous role, right? Is it important for you to go on social media, right? To check in, to see what the response is to this film, to see what fans have to say about you, especially in this film?
Absolutely. I want to know what they're thinking, because if people are giving me, like all thumbs down, I might think, well, either I need to get myself together as far as being an actress is concerned and learn to do it better, or I need to just do something else.
So let me ask you this. You have you're obviously a very beloved entertainer, and you have a long career in the entertainment industry. How does it feel to still know you bring so much joy and respect and attention still with the audience? They're still interested to hear you sing. They're going to tune in to watch this movie. How does it feel to still be resonating with your audience at this stage in your career?
It's extremely validating. It really is quite validating to still be prominent and important in the eyes of your public, and the accumulation of fans, so to speak, is amazing for me, because I get young people writing to me. I get people like 7, 8 years old writing to me about they love my music. And then I get people that are 78 years old, writing to me about they still love my music. So it's wonderful, and it just validates the fact that I have not missed my calling. I am where I'm supposed to be. And hopefully God is as pleased as my fans are.
Now, Miss Gaynor, let me ask you, when you were singing, the first time you belted out, "I Will Survive," right?
Yeah.
Did you have any idea at that time that song would stand the test of time, that in 2022, you still have people, like you said, as young as 7 and 8, resonating with that track specifically and wanting to falling in love with you and wanting to know more about you? How does it feel knowing that song particular remains a classic?
Incredible. It feels incredible. It really does feel incredible. And I did know when I first heard when I first read the lyrics, before I even heard the melody, because I was standing there reading the lyrics in a back brace, because I had recently had surgery on my spine and was obviously hoping that I would survive it. I was there when this brace from my hips all the way up to my armpit. And I was hoping I would survive it. And I just really believed that anybody that was going through anything that they thought might be insurmountable and yet hope they would survive would resonate, that the words of that song would resonate with them. And I thought that it would be so for as long as the song was being played.
Yeah, right on. And speaking of that, you mentioned you suffered a fall that left you paralyzed for a period of time, right? Yes. And living in chronic pain, obviously. Mm-hmm. Tell our readers, your fans, how were you able to bounce back from that experience?
Well, I think you wake up every morning with the choice to be miserable or to be happy. You wake up with the choice to move forward, to stay where you are. And if you stay where you are, you are going to regress. So every morning I would wake up with that thought that I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do as much as I can do today without harming myself and having a setback. And I'm going to be happy. And so that's the way I live, and that's the way I have lived. And this song has been there for me too. When I needed, when I got divorced, I sang a marathon version of that song. So, I sang it for myself, and I sang it for anybody who was going through anything that they needed to get through.
Life is a never-ending series of choices. So choose to be happy.
An important part of kindness is cutting other people some slack.
Looks like I have some praying to do, huh?
Well, she's in good hands, but your prayers would be appreciated.
Can we look forward to more music? Any more acting roles on the horizon?
Well, both. Well, first of all, my documentary is coming out next year, the documentary of my life, talking about my life from early times until current times. I'm hoping to do some more acting, and I'm definitely starting the first of the year writing with my team that I wrote with and others that I will be writing with for a new album, hoping to have as much success, if not more success, than I did with my last Grammy Award-winning gospel album. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So you will be hearing new music from me, and hopefully you'll be seeing me on the big screen even more.